Okay, this is going to be the fifth Cthulhu video. This is the description of some of the decisions that have been made based off the beta test, as well as what is to come yet. Off the beta test, we came up with a couple of things that were issues. Biggest one of which was damage, especially in regards to guns and knives and such, because based on what we had, they weren't scary enough. It was almost impossible to one-shot kill somebody, and in a reality type world, that is critical. Therefore, we had to figure out how to do so. It looks like we're going to go to damage modifiers. There will be a set damage number, and guess what? In the end, it's going to, whatever's pulled is going to end up being multiplied by the weapon modifier, and this is going to make some of the pulls very lethal. So, a shotgun hitting you could one-shot kill you. The other thing that kind of relates to that we had an issue with was bleed. How does somebody bleed out? And didn't like the way the system was working when we beta tested it, so we've gone over some potential solutions to that, and I think we might actually have one that is going to be reasonable, just lethal enough, but not to the point where if you're bleeding, you are going to definitely die. Those were two of the biggest issues. Third issue, which to me should be a non-issue, but it seems like this is something that a number of players are having problems with, mainly players that have been brought up on the World of Darkness systems, is they don't seem to understand why we do not have social traits or social attributes as part of the game. My belief in that regard is that this is about LARP. This isn't about an immersion LARP. Therefore, it's about role-playing, and that is the social aspect of it. I hate when somebody comes up and says, "We need to kill this guy." And I go, "Okay, why?" And they go, "I'm persuasive enough to convince you." Or they go to a test. I have a power that allows me to convince you to do so. Why does that work? Why should it work? I mean, how do they know that I don't have a deal with this person, where what I'm getting from them is more than they're ever going to give me to kill this person? So they're not going to convince me in one way or the other. It's all about the social aspects, and I don't think we need those in the game. We can let the people handle them themselves. If you're going to convince me, then do so. This does lead to some other tidbits on that regard, which we're going to have fixed. Those are the three big things from that. Just so everybody knows what's to come. We're going to have those fixed, and we're getting those ready. There are some, I guess you say, future projects, because this isn't just about Cthulhu, and it's not just about the 1920s. We're incorporating other things into it. We've already stated that we're going to be putting the elder races into the game. Might not come right away. We're actually looking at that as a potential supplement right now, because it's going to be intensive. And we've tied in these elder races, so humanoid type races, not human, or at least not fully human, that we've tied into the Lovecraftian era stuff, where he talks about other races that have existed on the world and such. We've also used our god-blooded. Basically the belief that the gods did exist. They might not have been what we all expected them to, and that there are descendants here. We've tied them in as well. We're also looking at doing an expansion to our magic system, so that it's not just kind of a scaffold framework of a system. We're going to get more intensive with it, so there's going to be a lot more definition to it, and it's going to be a lot more in-depth and meaningful. An offshoot of that is going to be a psionic system that we're considering. And lastly is another group. We've seriously considered taking Gypsies and making them into almost its own subgenre within the system, because there's a lot of culture and a lot of untapped potential there. I've seen Gypsies used in other systems and other games. They always seem to be done wrong, and I think that this is a system and a genre where a few Gypsies are going to thrive. Those are the plans so far. I just want to keep everybody updated, because I hadn't put up one of these videos in a while. We will be having more to come, because we're going to be having developer meetings in the next couple weeks, even to the point where the one whose soul got sucked by Cthulhu, Lou from Tampa, is going to be coming into town to do some of these meetings and these videos. So you're going to get to see his ugly mug before long. So that about sums it up. If you have any issues, questions, concerns, suggestions, you name it, then you can either hit us up here via the discussion area, or you can always go to our Facebook group, which is linked on this channel, and you can put the stuff up there, and we will answer it as quick as we can, and we'll try to be thorough, and hopefully we'll bring some kind of closure to your confusion. Okay, have a good day, and avoid Cthulhu when you have to.